Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a very exciting video. It's going to be all of my favorite non-makeup products from the year of 2020. And these were actually products that I discovered in 2020, and they range from things like my laptop stand to plants to my favorite wine I discovered. So I haven't quite done a video like this before. I know I did like a past like skincare favorites video of like 2019, but this is truly like an array of all my favorite like lifestyle. There's a couple skincare items in here, but what's exciting about this video is that these are all products I discovered in 2020. So these are favorites like from the year, and even though 2020 was a shitty year, I feel like it did give us a chance to just explore new things, and you know, the online shopping was rampant, at least for me, and so I was able to discover like a lot of great things. So you have seen a couple of these things before, but some of these you haven't, and I just wanted to kind of, you know, gather them all up and share with you my favorite non-makeup things of 2020. So if you want to see everything that I, you know, like I guess like my top 10 to 15 random miscellaneous products, don't forget to please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you know when I post, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. Okay, so the first thing, it's gonna kind of go like this. Like, I'm not really gonna go by categories. I just have like all my stuff here. The first thing I want to talk about are crystals. Now, I feel like this year I've become more of a spiritual person. I've, you know, like researched more into like law of attraction, like manifestation, that kind of stuff, like the healing power of crystals. And I know that's not for everybody, but I do want to still mention them because I feel like no matter what you are, like I feel like these could possibly resonate with you. If nothing else, like they're just cute around your house. Like I have a bunch of different crystals. Some I've bought individually, some I got in a set, some I've gotten in a couple different sets. These are just a few that I decided to pick up, and I have them all around my house. So for example, on my nightstand here, I have like a rose quartz and I have a clear quartz. They each have different purposes. Like I have these right here, and honestly I don't remember the names of these two, but this is like a black tourmaline I bought recently. This is like to help expel negative energy. This is a rose quartz. I have a bunch of these, and then I have, this is obviously like a purple amethyst, and I have a big amethyst candle. I have a lot of different crystals around my house, and I just love having them in different spaces because it just really helps, you know, like the aesthetic, but also I feel like it helps with different chakras. They help balance the energy. So I really just love having them around, and I just love holding them. And every full moon I like to put them outside on my balcony to charge under the full moon. And yeah, I just wanted to quickly mention these because crystals was something I really got into this past year. And by the way, these are the natural like cut gems. Are not polished. They do have polished crystals that you can buy, and that means basically it's just going to be like rounded and smooth and more of like glossy. This is basically just like a rough cut stone, but I personally prefer the rough cut stones a little bit more, but it's all about preference. But yeah, I would highly suggest, if you're into that kind of thing, do your research. You can look into different crystals and their properties and their benefits. And yeah, I just love having an array everywhere I am. Like, okay, moving into a very different category. This is something that I honestly, without exaggerating, could not have survived 2020 without. It's something I still use every single day. This is a laptop stand I mentioned in one of my Amazon favorites videos, and those products, obviously in those favorites videos that I mentioned, I've done 2 of them now. Those are ones that I obviously discovered in 2020, or most of them I discovered in 2020, and those are all my favorites. I will link those down below. And I basically started a series for Amazon favorites, so I will obviously keep filming more and more videos as I discover more and more products. But I want to give a shout out to this in this video in particular because 2020 literally, as we all know, was the year of working from home, working remotely. I was blessed to still be able to have work, thank goodness. Really do feel very lucky to work throughout the whole year of 2020 because I know it was really rough. But yeah, this is a laptop stand, and basically if you work on a laptop, this is so important. At least for me, like with my table, I felt that I was sitting like too high for what my like laptop was like perched on the table, so I would like hunch over. It was so uncomfortable. I had back problems. It was just not good. This saved my life. I just prop my computer up on here. You can also put a keyboard like on the table itself if you want to type on it, but personally I didn't feel the need to. I just typed on the laptop keyboard and it worked just fine. But yes, this is freaking amazing. I honestly, like, all my back problems were alleviated. I could work like 8-9 hours a day straight on this without a thing. And yeah, I know it was a year of acclimating to, you know, setting up your home office and just getting your whole life together without being in an actual office. So that really, really helped me and just made my productivity like shoot up. Speaking of things that I want to mention, blue light glasses, ladies and gentlemen. This was technically something I discovered in 2019, but 2020 was the year I really started using blue light glasses religiously. Every single day I am wearing a pair, and I actually got this in a set of 3 off Amazon. So these are more of a recent purchase. They are really cute. They come in like a pink and then like a clear frame and then like a black frame. Blue light glasses are absolutely essential to me now. Honestly, it's hard for me to work without them. They just really help with easing your headaches from staring at the screen all day, helps, reduce the strain on your vision. And yeah, I honestly, if you're somebody who is on your computer, even staring at the TV all day or at screens, I would highly suggest blue light glasses. These were a huge hit in 2020, like literally probably from like early summer on, I was using blue light glasses nonstop because I realized how great they were. I didn't really get any headaches at all as soon as I started using this, like headaches due to computer strained vision. So yes, I would highly recommend blue light glasses. They were a huge favorite in 2020. One of my like absolute top favorites. Okay, let's switch over to like skincare for a little bit. I have to give a shout out to this guy, and I honestly only have 2 skincare products I want to mention. I didn't want to do a whole deep dive on skincare. Let me know if you want to see my updated skincare like collection. I usually do one every year, but I haven't done one yet. So let me know down below if you want to see an updated skincare collection, because I definitely have discovered several new products that I've been using throughout the past year and into this month. But this was a product that I have to mention because this is a standout new skincare that I discovered in 2020. I mean, there's a few, but I really just wanted to give a mention to this because by golly, this is so good. This is the Kylie Skin by Kylie Jenner foaming face wash. And first of all, the packaging is really cute. I got this in a BoxyCharm, I think like in June or something, or May. And I've been using it every single morning since when I'm in Vegas. Like, you can see I'm almost done, and I love this. I love the consistency. I know some of her products are hit and miss, but this has kiwi seed oil, vitamin C, vitamin E. The scent is very mild. It does have a fragrance though, so it's not fragrance free, but it is very mild. But I love the experience in the morning. Like, this makes my morning skincare routine like feel so good. Like, I wake up and I get excited to wash my face with this because I don't know if it's just because I've gotten into foaming products lately, but I love the consistency. I love how creamy it is. It's very gentle, very mild. And it's a cleanser I keep like obviously in my bathroom sink. So if, like I want to wash my face like later on in the day at the sink or whatever, like today, for example, I went out, ran some errands. It's now the afternoon when I'm filming this, but I ran out, I was doing errands, I got my brows done. So when I got home, I wanted to wash my face before I put makeup on because it had been, quite a few hours since I had done my morning skincare routine and I felt like some stuff on my face. I wanted a clean slate. So this is what I will use, and it's so gentle. Like, it's not going to be one of those like makeup removing face washes. It's not what I use it for, but for a morning cleanser, it's so nice, and the lather is really nice. Another product I want to give a shout out to, something that I discovered in 2020, Pimple Patches. Like, it's the best spot treatment that there is, and I know I used to ride for the Mario Badescu drying treatment, and I still have like a couple other like salicylic acid, my Kate Somerville benzoyl peroxide, like that will always be a holy grail. But in terms of like a spot treatment, like this is something in 2020 that saved me. Like, I used this last night. I use it every time I have a giant pimple. Like, I have a pretty large one right here. Pop this on, and it's so satisfying in the morning when you wake up and you see like the gunk on it. Mighty Patch, I feel like, is the like name brand of Pimple Patches, but I've also used like non-name brand ones. I've mentioned them in a couple of my other videos, like I think a couple of my empties videos. You can just go on Amazon and I feel like they all do the same. It's the main ingredient, I think, is called hydrocolloid, and basically what it does, it just kind of sucks out your impurities. So you leave it on overnight, or at least for like 6 to 8 hours, and it creates like a seal around your blemish. So it's like airtight, it's waterproof, and it just sucks out the stuff. It's drug-free and non-drying, and then when you wake up in the morning, you see like a white chunk in the middle of the pimple patch, and it's like kind of gross, but kind of everything at the same time. Like, I love it. It's so satisfying, and your pimple is like half the size. It's really, really amazing, and honestly, it's holy grail for me. I can't live without Pimple Patches. Not just Mighty Patch, but Pimple Patches in general. Great discovery of 2020, and obviously I'm using them into 2021. Okay, I want to give a shout out to this guy right here. This is the Kopari coconut oil deodorant. I've tried a bunch of, aluminum-free deodorants. I've tried Schmidt's, Native. There's a lot that I've tried because I only exclusively use aluminum-free deodorants. I don't like putting aluminum under my armpits because, as a woman, like breast cancer and stuff. And so I find that aluminum-free deodorants, the difference is that they don't have perspirant ingredients, like they're not going to block your glands from sweating, but they're just going to allow the sweat to not smell as bad because you have like some stuff on it. And this is something you can buy at Ulta or Sephora. First of all, I love the packaging. It is a fat package. It's round, but I love how good this smells, and it smells so good for hours. This one's original coconut oil scent. Kopari is known for their coconut products, but they do have a bunch of other coconut varieties. I think they have like a coconut beach one. They have a couple different things, but yeah, basically it says it's baking soda free, it's invisible, non-sticky, it glides on so smoothly. Like I remember I was using a Dr. Teal's deodorant, and that was just like rough on my skin. Like it would not glide, and I was like, ugh, like I don't know if I like this. I've gotten compliments from like people in my life who have been around it, like my friends, other people. They're like, oh my god, you smell so good, that smells so good. And I'm like, thank you, I know it's my deodorant, like it's not me, it's my deodorant. So yes, want to give a shout out to this guy. If you're looking for a good aluminum free deodorant, I would recommend this one. Okay, let's switch gears again from the beauty stuff. I want to give a shout out to 2 impactful books. One of them is this. This is a journal. This is the 5-Minute Gratitude Journal. Give Thanks, Practice Positivity, and Find Joy by Sophia Goodkin, PhD. This year, as I mentioned earlier in this video, was the year I really got into, journaling and affirmations. And as things have been changing in this world, as people in my life have been changing, as circumstances have been changing, I've really just tried to like center and find, a positive outlook and ways to just gain perspective and remain positive and just keep on trucking and, all throughout everything. So journaling has been so great for me, but I love this. If you are someone who isn't really sure how to freeform journal, you're not really sure how to go that route, this is so amazing. Basically, you just take 5 minutes every day. And what's great about this journal is that it has different prompts. So you fill out the date, you have different prompts every single day. And I love doing this first thing in the morning, like in my morning routine. I'll get up, do a little workout, walk my dog, water my plants, whatever it may be, journal, whatever, before I actually sit down and start my workday. And this has helped me tremendously. I mean, I do it in the morning, but sometimes I do it, at nighttime or whatever, because sometimes prompts are like, oh, like what was something great about today? Like, asking you to reflect. So it really just depends. And obviously I've filled out quite a few pages. I started this a month ago and I absolutely love it. I got my cousin a gratitude journal for Christmas. It's so great. And I highly recommend it to anybody who just wants to spend a little time with themselves, because the more you acknowledge what you have and the more gratitude you consciously like acknowledge for the things in your life, whether it's saying it out loud or through affirmations or writing it down, the more you really do feel happy and the more positivity you bring into your life. And so I've really honestly felt a shift in my life since I started having a gratitude practice and filling out this journal, because it makes you sit there and write down things that you may think are so stupid and like you take for granted, but by you actually like putting pen to paper and being like, I am grateful for this. Or one of the prompts, for example, like today was something I get to do today that I've always wanted to do, or one way my life is better now than I ever expected it to be, a reason to smile right now, something great about today that makes me look forward to tomorrow. Those are all 4 different prompts, but I'm just talking really fast. It makes you sit there and think about what you want to consciously acknowledge. And so it's been really great filling this out. I got mine at Target. It's really awesome. And then kind of hand in hand with that is this book right here, which I'm almost done with. I'm on my last chapter, which, by the way, can we just appreciate my bookmark for a second? I haven't bought a bookmark since like the 6th grade, but ever since I've really started getting into reading again, I've become so annoyed with dog-earing pages, and I wanted a bookmark. So this one I got off Amazon, and it says I read past my bedtime, but we all know why I got it. But yes, this is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I recommend this to every single person in my life. I don't care how well I know you. If we stumble upon, books or what we like to do or things of that nature, I will always say, have you read The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle? Every single line in this book is life-changing, and I say that without any dramatization. It truly shifts your perspective on everything, and I'd heard that about this book and I didn't really believe it until I read it. Honestly, this transforms your thinking. It is so good. Even if you're not spiritual, this just helps you. No matter who you are, no matter what you believe, no matter what you preach, no matter what you practice. I highly recommend this book. It really teaches you how to be in the now, like what being is and how, the difference between pleasure and joy, how to deal with like negative thoughts, what really is negativity, like the root of everything. So it's not just like a self-help book saying like, oh, like this is what you should do if you feel bad. Like it goes into like the root of everything, and it just shifts your perspective, and it gives you, if nothing else, if it doesn't like change your mind about how you want to feel or how you do feel, it gives you an alternate perspective to consider. So I really love that. I'm always for, you know, expanding my horizons and expanding my mind and perspective, because I feel like in this life, you know, that's how we grow as individuals. So I would highly recommend The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I have two more favorites, one of which is for my USA 21 plus girls and boys out there only. This is my favorite wine I discovered in 2020, and I feel like, as I will say over and over again, 2020 we were isolated at home. What did the 21 plus crew, if you're into this, do? You sit there and you drink responsibly. Nothing wrong with having a good glass of wine every now and then. My mentor is a wine connoisseur. He's a wine blogger. He is an expert in that kind of thing. I talk about wine every time I'm with him because I learned so much about it from him, and he's like skilled at it. It's truly a craft. It's an art form. It's a passion. The way he feels about wine is the way I feel about makeup and all things beauty. Now, this was one that I picked up on a whim. Like, I feel like this past year I got into the habit of like roaming around Trader Joe's, picking out different bottles of wine, because we would have like virtual happy hours, or like I would like have a happy hour with a friend on FaceTime or whatever it may be. And this was one that I stumbled upon completely by accident. This is the Paso Dragon Cab Sauvignon, and it's made in Paso Robles, California. And this is such a good wine. It's so affordable. Like, you would not believe that it's under $10. Like, I'll just say that it's under $10. And I remember one time my mentor came over and we were hanging out. We were gonna like play some guitar and play some music and hang out and chill. And I said, hey, you should try this wine. And I didn't tell him the price. And he was so blown away, even just by like the aromatics. Cause, you know, like once you pour a glass, if needed, you should let it decant, air out a little bit, and then, you know, smell it a little bit to get, you know, the aromas and the whole experience. And he was like, it even smells like an expensive wine. Like, he could say like this was like a $25 to $30 bottle of wine, because it's that good. I'm not good at like quantifying wines based on like a price. I don't know like the correlation. I don't know wines well enough to do that, but I do know pretty much the difference between good and bad wine. Like, I feel like anybody would. But this is such a good affordable wine. Like, I would even like comment on wine TikToks, like people who like say, comment your favorite wines down below or whatever, and like, do you have any recommendations? I always recommend this one, and I would never usually have a wine that I could recommend, but this is one I've bought time and time again. Also, this wrapping is so beautiful. Like, look how great this bottle is. It's a Cab Sauvignon, which cabs can be like the darkest and driest kinds of reds out there. They're very full bodied. I personally love that. I love a good cab. It's my favorite kind of wine. And I love a good red. So this is awesome. And I actually just bought this bottle today because I'm actually going to my friend Chloe's for dinner, and we're going to pop this open and just have a good time. I literally texted her. I was like, I cannot wait to share my favorite Trader Joe's wine with you. It is amazing. So this was a find of 2020 that I am so grateful for. And another thing that I discovered in 2020 that I never had before was plants. I am a full-on plant mom. I have my money tree on my nightstand. I have this like nice little snake plant. I keep another snake plant. I have an aloe vera plant that my manager actually gave me. I love plants, and I feel like 2020 was the year of redecorating my apartment. I really just found different ways to spruce up the decor around my house, getting some new energy in. And yeah, I love this so much. I buy them at Home Depot, but in Vegas we have a nursery called Star Nursery, which is very popular. But yeah, I would recommend finding plants that are drought resistant. Oh, I mean, I live in Vegas, but it's great for me. I have plants that you only need to water like every 2 weeks. And it's great for me when I would go to LA. Like, I would just water them before I go, leave them with some natural light, and then come back. And they're very low maintenance. I know a lot of people think that plants can be very overwhelming, and I would buy flowers. Like, prior to 2020, I would go and buy flowers, and that would be the only like live thing as decor in my house. But they would die so quickly. They're so beautiful. Like, I still love fresh flowers. I don't think anything could beat fresh flowers, but having plants around just helps, you know, purify the air. It just gives you some new energy, brings another element into the place, and I love it. So yes, love my plants. Okay, I lied. I have one more favorite, and this is kind of going along with the whole spiritual thing, but I want to quickly mention it. This is an energy clearing kit, and basically this has Palo Santo and sage in it. I've had this for a while, but this year was the first year that I actually saged my place, and I saged it for the new year. You know, I'll sage it every so often. I don't really have like a set like ritual. I'm not like super you know, like fastidious about that, but basically this is a sage, and it's not just for, you know, eliminating spirits. It's great to just clean the energy in your house. I just burn it, and I just wave it in different corners of my place and just, you know, have the windows open to let all that negativity out. And, you know, if you don't believe in that, I feel like at the very least it just helps, you know, clear the air and bring in some new freshness. But yeah, it's great. You just kind of like swirl the smoke around your head and your body and different places, like the corners of your room, anywhere where you've had like negativity. Anytime you have like a bad situation, just sage your place. And yeah, this was something I really got into in 2020. I've staged my place like a few times now throughout the year. So yeah, I love it. All right, everybody. And that is it for my non-makeup favorites of 2020, things that I discovered in 2020 that I will be taking with me into 2021. I could have talked about so many different things, but I wanted to narrow it down to things I exclusively discovered through the hellish year that was last year. But yeah, leave me your favorites down below. I would love to know what you discovered in 2020. It could be anything. Plants, I mean, whatever, journals, like I talked about literally so many different things. But yeah, leave me those down below and I would love to check them out. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, please, if you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye.